Hi, explore and discovery curious. Today we are talking about a catastrophic topic that has marked the life of an entire ecosystem and that is still paying the consequences today. Chernobyl. Welcome, explorers of the wonders of the world, or rather the disasters, at least for today. Today we dive into one of the most infamous events in recent history, the Chernobyl disaster. This wasn't just a simple explosion, but one of those moments where technology decided to rebel against its creators. And when I say rebel, I mean in a you won't shut me down human kind of way. Hey, don't worry, nothing's going to explode here, at least not until you hit that subscribe button. Yes, I'm looking at you, all of you who haven't subscribed yet. Do you really want to miss out on these curiosities that literally explode in your face? Come on, don't be like the Chernobyl technicians. Do the right thing. The RBMK 1000 reactor, a name that almost sounds like a futuristic supercar. But instead of a Formula One engine, we're talking about something capable of generating 1,000 megawatts of electrical power. Quite the toy, right? If only someone had read the instruction manual carefully. The Chernobyl power complex, one of the jewels of Soviet energy, 4 nuclear reactors producing 10% of all Ukraine's electricity. The future was bright, or should I say, radiant. Now, imagine a reactor the size of a building. Inside, dozens of tons of enriched uranium, electric pumps, boiling water, and a tiny, and by tiny I mean huge amount of pressure. It's like playing with a volcano, only in this case the magma is radioactive. Perfect, right? And now we get to the evening of April 25th, 1986. It's like one of those peaceful spring nights, but with one small detail. They were testing a nuclear reactor. The plan was simple: shut down the reactor and see if it could survive on its own for a bit without power, using residual energy. Easy, right? Well, as we know, nothing is ever that simple when it comes to nuclear power. In theory, the reactor's power was supposed to be gradually reduced, but in practice, things went slightly out of control. You know, like when you walk down the stairs, one step at a time, and suddenly find yourself tumbling all the way down. Yeah, something like that. The control rods, designed to keep the reaction stable, didn't work as expected. And when a nuclear reactor decides to misbehave, you can't just give it a little tap on the head and tell it to calm down. To make matters worse, xenon, a gas that interferes with the nuclear reaction, started building up in the reactor, making the situation even more unpredictable. And when it comes to xenon, we're not talking about some harmless party gas. This little intruder literally slowed the reaction, dropping the reactor's power down to 1%. Not exactly the ideal situation when you're playing with splitting atoms. And now we come to the crucial point. At 1:23 a.m., the AZ5 button, which theoretically should have safely shut everything down, was pressed. But ironically, what was supposed to be the emergency brake turned out to be the trigger for the whole disaster. Imagine the scene. Incredible pressure building up inside the reactor, block control rods, and steam rising. Then, boom, the 1,000-ton lid that covered the reactor was literally blown into the air. Not exactly the kind of fireworks you want to see late at night. The first explosion destroyed the reactor's roof, releasing a devastating amount of radioactive material. But why stop there? A few seconds later, another explosion sent everything that was left of the core flying. A disaster? Absolutely. Avoidable? Well, that depends on whether you think ignoring safety regulations is a minor detail. Now let's talk about the aftermath. The radioactive cloud that escaped from Chernobyl didn't stay confined to Ukraine. No. It set off on a tour across Europe, cheerfully spreading radioactive isotopes here and there. And when I say cheerfully, I mean in a totally devastating way. The first to be evacuated were the residents of Pripyat, a town just a few kilometers from the plant. Imagine they woke up the morning after the explosion without knowing their city had become uninhabitable. It's like going out for a walk and discovering your house is on fire, but without anyone telling you first. You know what's even more unsettling? The people of Pripyat didn't even know how bad the situation was. They were evacuated without warning, without knowing they'd be forced to leave everything they owned forever. Today, the city is like a time capsule with abandoned toys and homes, empty supermarkets, and a Ferris wheel that never made a full turn. The health consequences? Well, we're talking about 4,000 cases of thyroid cancer caused directly by the radiation. And no, this wasn't the kind of radiation that turns you into a superhero, more like the kind that makes you seriously rethink nuclear power plant safety. And today, what's left of Chernobyl? A zone of exclusion, a ghost town, and the new sarcophagus built to cover the damaged reactor and contain the radiation. The site has become a symbol of the catastrophic consequences of ignoring safety. But there's also a small irony. Today, Chernobyl has become a kind of tourist destination. Yes, you heard that right. People from all over the world venture here to see up close what remains of one of history's most infamous disasters. Who would have thought that a radioactive city would become trendy? But hey, human curiosity knows no bounds. Would you like to visit Chernobyl, maybe with the latest anti-radiation suit? Just remember, no selfies too close to the reactor. And that wraps up our journey into the heart of Chernobyl, a disaster that taught us many things. That nuclear power is no joke, that safety is fundamental, and that when a reactor tells you no, you might want to listen. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Nothing will explode, I promise. And let me know in the comments, do you think Chernobyl could have been avoided? Or was it just a disaster waiting to happen? Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next episode of Explore and Discover Curious World. And remember, curiosity, yes, but with caution. I'd like to ask you for a small favor. If you enjoy the video, please give it a like or leave a comment afterward. It'll only take a second, but it would really help the channel grow. Thank you so much for your support. Beautiful world. Here's a lengthy commentary to encourage viewers to suggest trivia. Before we wrap up, I really want to take a moment to talk to you, our most curious viewers. We're here because, like you, we're hungry for knowledge, weird facts, and incredible stories from around the world. But we know that curiosity is a two-way street, so we want to hear from you. Is there a particular topic, weird trivia, or fascinating mystery that you've always been curious about that you'd like to know more about? Feel free to let us know in the comments below. We're always looking for new ideas to explore, and your suggestions could become the theme of our next video. Whether it's forgotten historical events, natural oddities, or futuristic innovations, we're ready to dig deep to bring you the answers. So don't be shy. Let us know what you'd like to discover, and together, we'll continue to explore and uncover the strangest wonders of our world. Take care. See you next video, guys, and thank you for watching.